Welcome back to the podcast called Tell the World. I'm your host. Oh my God, I had to do like 5 takes before I started this. Okay. I had to clear my throat. And I had to make sure my hat was okay. Look at my hair there. My hair is like out of place. There you go. It'll work. So we got Kanye West. He's back in the news again. We know he was on Drink Champs. And he said a lot of stuff, that kind of made earwaves on your Twitter feed, on your Instagrams, on your Facebooks, and whatever other platform that would actually carry his videos. Did Kanye West say too much? Did he go overboard? I don't think he went overboard. I think Kanye West has a lot to say. He's just all over the place right now. I was looking at the Drink Champs and I was seeing him just say so much. So I don't know how much of that was talked about as script-wise of what they would talk about with, some of the subjects that, that Nori could, ask Kanye. Because Kanye West was like all over the place, trying to say this, trying to say that. He was just jumping into a lot of different areas. So it seems like he got a lot to say. A lot is on this brother's mind. A whole lot. I don't get into the Jew thing. If they run things or whatever they claim that they run, really don't care, about, any information coming from Jews. No disrespect to Jews. As I would walk through Melrose, this was in Melrose Street here in California, I would see a lot of Jews over there. Jewish community, lots of Jews, living pretty good, damn good. Nice homes, clean neighborhood. It's not even considered a suburb. It's considered luxury, man. It's luxury over there where the Jews live at. Rich community over there. Fucking awesome. I like it. But you see a lot of Jews with their black on, their hands behind their backs, their long beards, and as they carry themselves, through their way of their walks, I saw that a lot. Now, do Kanye West make a good point about the Jews? About what they're controlling? We have to understand, Kanye West has been in the entertainment business for a while, a long time, since the early 2000s. So imagine him, and I'm going to say this here, because, some of us, we don't probably understand it all, what he's saying or what he's coming out with. Some of us do. I'm not going to say that we all don't understand. Let's just say that Kanye West has been through some other doors of opportunities, like real life. You get a promotion, you get the perks, you don't work as hard as others. You get the perks. You get to sit back and relax a little bit. You make a little bit more money. You get free shit. So let's just say Kanye West got through some doors and he saw some things. Remember he went to Paris. He was trying to, get part of the designer business. And, he needed people to back him up so he could, have his own thing going on. But he realized that he couldn't because he didn't have control of the things that he wanted to do. And we saw those outbursts with Kanye of how much money he spent on doing this and doing that. and how he really feels about how he's being blocked. I'm going to try to speed this up as quick as possible. I'm just giving you just a run-up of Kanye a little bit from what I observed. And some things I know for a fact. So he has these rants. And then everybody's calling him crazy, cuckoo, this and that. Hell, I called him crazy because he was saying some crazy shit. But when it all boils down, we all say some crazy shit. We all get to a point where we say some crazy shit, you know, whether we were drunk, whether we were some type of way up under the influence. People say crazy shit. So let's just say Kanye West was just off scale with himself. I believe Kanye West has been off scale with himself since his mom passed. And I think sometimes when this is not being racist, people, so let's just say it this way here. So Kanye West has been in a biracial relationship. He lost his mom. So he spent more time with Kim family, you know, than his own. Let's just say, allegedly, he could have been spending more time with her, their side of the family. In life, you get out of touch with yourself from your culture of your people. And not having your parents or a parent in your life who has passed away, you definitely lose touch of yourself. You're not the same. You know, you're just not the same. You know, I always said that Kanye West, that Kim would get probably about 2 more or 3 more babies out of his ass, and she'll leave him. She left him. I called it. She left him. And so now he's considered even more crazy for some of the things he's saying. Let's go with the White Matters shirt. Did he just make that just to get a reaction? Yeah, I think he did. I think he made it just to get a reaction. I think that's how you get people attention. It's not the wrong way. It's not the right way. But let's just say he's got a way of getting your attention. You know, that's how Kanye West is. You know, he's loud. He's outspoken. What I like about this brother is he did admit that he did say a lot of crazy shit. And he said we all make mistakes. But don't we have the right to come back and fix those mistakes? Fix things that we have said that we didn't mean to say? Or if we did say it, we just didn't have the right information? Or we didn't have good information, just said some shit out there just to be saying it. That's how you learn things. Sometimes you can go back in your life and retract some of the things you did. And you're learning what, you know, your mistakes that you made. And that's part of life. You learn as you go. You learn some things and you just learn to be better than how you were last year. Like, you could buy a pair of shoes this year, but then next year come, you buy a better pair of shoes. You just upgrade yourself, you know, upgrading to be better. That's all it is. That's all it is. But you learn. You start to understand the value of $1. It goes on and upgrading, understanding what's important and what's not. So I'm glad that he did say that he said some things that were out of place and out of touch that rubbed people the wrong way. And he felt like, you know, he went back and listened to himself and he, you know, did better research on his own to understand that some of the stuff he did say was out of touch, was disrespectful. So I give him all those props. Now, who's controlling this shit? Music and television. We see it every day on television. We see it every day here in the radio. I don't listen to the radio no more. I don't give a two's fuck with the radio anymore. I don't care. It's too many commercials anyway. Sorry, get to the next song. Wait a minute, you just played that song. I just heard that 5 minutes ago. You ever hear them songs and you be like, damn, did I just hear this song 10 or 20 minutes ago? Sounds like they're just programming you, don't they? It's a program, that's all it is. Forces you to like the song. That's what it does. But he's been through those doors and he's seen some things. You remember when Cat Williams opened up doors at these certain parties he went to and he saw certain things? Look what happened to him. He was considered crazy. But luckily, Cat stood on his own and became his own man and kept going. He couldn't do Hollywood no more because Hollywood wasn't messing with him anymore. So luckily, he had his career that he could keep managing and doing stand-up. It worked him to death. Cat was really working on his own. He's doing all these different shows in different states. There's a difference between stand-up comedy money versus one movie money. It really is, you know. But luckily, he had put people on, and he didn't just do it for himself. He had other folks on his stand-up tours and stuff to build that, not just help himself and keep himself relevant, but to have others too, build their career. So Kanye West has saw a lot of stuff out there. And when you see things out there that's in Hollywood, California itself, you see some shit and you be like, damn, is this how it goes? I could give some stories. I'll give you a quick story. Like, I used to go to the Laugh Factory a lot. And I realized that going to the Laugh Factory, I was seeing a lot of stand-up comedy shows and stuff. And I saw a lot of great comedians. I did. I saw a lot of great comedians. Tickets were dirt cheap. Shh. Don't tell nobody. $17. $21. It may be $24 now. They may be $24. So I used to go to these stand-ups and see some of the Laugh Factory biggest comics come out there. They write some jokes, test out their comedy jokes with the crowd, see if the crowd like it. If they like it, they use it to add to whenever they're going to do some tours or do some shows. But, you write some jokes, tell some jokes. If they like it, that's part of your program of your jokes that you'll be using on the road. Genius. I like it. So, I would see things and would wonder like, wow, like, how things move in California and stuff. And places I've been there, I was like, wow, like I'm here. I'm seeing some things. And it kind of just opens your mind, about television, like how television can show you this here. But then when you get to these places that you've seen on television, you be like, interesting. Looks are deceiving, man. Looks are definitely deceiving. And so you learn how the music and the television fools people. You'll be thinking stars and you'll be thinking all the celebrity shit about being a celebrity, seeing someone. But when you see these people and you start to you get a good look and you get a better understanding when you see it in person. They say you can't make it in California, and a lot of people can't make it in California because you have to learn that rent is going to be your problem. Rent will be your problem before you can, move around California. Or you just make some friends out there and you guys can kind of like do some Three's Company thing. Go in together on rent and pay for it. That's how California works. But Kanye has been through these doors. He has seen things. And now he's coming out with all these things that he has seen. Is he bringing the house down? Yes, he is. He's bringing it down because he has been holding this shit in for a long time. And he's coming out. We don't know everything he's telling, but he told enough. He told enough about what he knows about how the music industry works and how the Jews are controlling it and how your career could be on the line if you don't do the things that are asked of you to do. And when you go against them, your career becomes nothing but of no more. Like, we can shut you down. Rage against the machine. You ever heard that? Rage against the machine. The machine that keeps putting all this information out there. The machine that keeps pushing these agendas all these different types of agendas. They can change it. The trend changes based on trend, based on how do you program people. It is programming. It's the movement. It's the changes. And sometimes changes come back from the past, repeat. They can bring it back, or they could just go forward and make new changes. New ways of thinking, new ways of acting, all of that, upgrade. This is part of life. Good or bad. The good versus the bad versus the good. Fighting every day. Balance. Balance is what we're trying to keep this world to be. Balance. But lately, evil has been working hard. Very hard. Very hard. So we just have to, for some of us angels, keep working at making the world a better place. And it starts off wherever you are, continue to do good and always give good advice, preach that good, and be a better person to someone in your life. That's how it washes off. We know how the music is controlling our young people. You know, back then when I would listen to the music that I would listen to in my era, the NWAs, the Ghetto Boys, look, a lot of that shit, man, we just wasn't thinking, man. We were just going off of impulse, going off the beat and everything, you know, when the music's going. And trust me, it's powerful. Music is very powerful. You know, I used to say, my upbringing is so different because I'm older. So, you know, I used to always hear, you know, the white folks are ruling this and ruling that. And, you know, this and that, and the white folks are bad. But as I started to grow up and I've seen the things I've seen, it's just not white folks. Because there's a lot of blacks out here, and who's ever listening, don't take it the wrong way. You living probably right around some of the same shit that I live around. So we know how bad it can be. So my culture, I don't think that some of the shit that we are hearing and listening to that's going on, it is ruining us. It has destroyed us. A lot of people died off a lot of that music and shit back then when I was growing up, getting killed, getting robbed, a.k.a. Jack moves and shit. And if you're still alive and you survived it, then your parents was there in your life. Or you just had a guardian angel that saw you through. Or you just got smarter and just moved differently in life. It's the reason why you're still here. So, can we give our people a pass of being part of this fucking destruction? I said one time to someone, I said, I blame this on New York. Don't take it the wrong way, New York. I love New York. I love it. I love it. I love it. But back then in the 90s, when we had the KRS-Ones, when they created the song called Self-Destruction, and we had the Public Enemies and stuff, we were pro-black. We were about that movement. We were about that education and that history. But for some reason, the bad music came in and it did screw it up. You know, sometimes you can argue with people and tell people, you would literally argue with people and they would say, no, music is not making people do bad stuff. Sorry about that. Yes, it is. It's instructions. The instructions is in the music. Yeah, it is. It's I believe the worst magic. The worst magic is the black bad magic that has put a curse over our people. There's a book called The Tipping Point. You should check that book out. Claudel, I believe his name is, it's Claudel. I'll get back to the name. But I'm going through this book called The Tipping Point. And it speaks about how the trend of something, your iniquities of how something that gets out of control, that it stops or it just slows down until it gets knocked off Or does it get knocked off? Or does it just stop because someone came in and contained it and stopped it from going to the point of just destruction, of annihilation of anything, any species, anybody, things that get out of control. Like if you do drugs and you keep doing and doing, you're getting out of control. There's a tipping point of just keep doing the drugs until you just, we know how that goes. Now, I'm not blaming all our blacks about this. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that I believe that we have put the worst black magic on ourselves that is destroying us. Is Kanye West, does he get redemption based on what he's saying right now? Yes, he does. He can get that redemption. That's the most important thing about how some of us blacks are. We are forgiving people. People do us wrong, but we're still forgiven. We're very forgiving. But we're powerful. And what I was trying to say was that we make shit move on this planet. Yes, we do. We make shit move. We change trends. We set the trend. We do that type of shit. We are considered as gods and queens. We are. Because most of this stuff comes from us. But some of our good has turned into bad. I'm not blaming all of us blacks, but there's a percentage that we all can agree on that we're selling our people out with destruction. We are real bad. It's not good. It's awful. And we got to change it. We got to change it. We're at a point now where we got to change. There's so much death, so much death. No, the white man ain't got to kill us no more. The white man ain't got to choke us out. We shooting each other out. Taking each other out. Worse than they are. We are. And we got to change this. We're not going to be strong. We're not going to have enough of us. Let's get back to Kanye. So Kim got all those black babies out of Kanye and then left him. She left him. I was told one time in California that sometimes they put these celebrities together to boost their careers up. Each of them. I'm like, damn, who would want to do or be a part of that? Like a career just to build some faking the people off? You know, it's just weird. It's just weird. Like, do you ever think that maybe there's something more to this, as in, is this really humanity of humans doing this to each other? Like, how much control of a human do you want? You know, this shit gets so deep. I can go deeper with it, but you'll call me crazy like Kanye. And I will one day get deep into this shit. Right now, I think Kanye has told some things that we need to hear. We need to be aware of. I still say Bill Cosby needs to talk too. He needs to explain about Hollywood too. We understand what you did, and we don't agree to some of that shit that you did. But you need to make this right by giving the information about Hollywood, about television. Because your behavior was just the same as these people who should be arrested with you at those times when you were being arrested. You seem like you sacrificed yourself, but you need to give up the information too, Mr. Bill Cosby. We need to understand how this works and what they're doing so we can put a stop to it. Remember Ice Cube had a song back then called Burn Hollywood Burn? Check that song out. I think what Kanye did was brave. Is his life at risk? Hey, When you tell the truth about things, yes, it is. It's weird how Chase Bank closed this account. He had to get his money out of there and move it somewhere else. This shows you how powerful they are. They don't even want his millions. They don't want his millions, his billions, whatever he got. They don't want it. I think he needs to move carefully. Be careful how he's moving. Because eventually, talking like this will lead to some things that's going to be bad. But hopefully it doesn't. Will this wake up our people, some of our people? I don't know. Because nobody's not talking enough about it to back him up. We need more people to bag him up right now. And say, yeah, this shit is for real. Like, this shit is really happening. They're having our young men, our young people out there pushing out this poison music. You ever heard you can't beat them, you join them? Well, that's what happened. That's what happened. People started just joining in to listen to some of this shit here. Listen to the words. See, as you get older, like when you go back to some of those NWA songs, you be like, damn, wow, I was liking that. Like, I really was liking that. So that's what I'm saying. Like, when you get older, you realize that how you were, like how you were so brainwashed. Could I be brainwashing you? No, I hope I'm not. But if I am, it's a good brainwash to be aware of what they're doing. We can say Jews, we can say whites. Let's say all other nationalities, behaviors, and how they use us is coming from our culture. We make people rich. We set the trend. Yes, we do. We're the most copied motherfuckers on this planet, and it's true. Yes, we are. Don't mean to brag, but it's true. What's an identity if you got nothing to sell? You go steal somebody's shit that they got to sell. So what Kanye's doing now, when he's talking, it is like babbling, but he's trying to make a point. But you know, we go back into those years of Kanye, and we have to say, Kanye, you could have been stopped this. You saw this. You could have been stopped this. So is it sacrifices that people have to make and realize that it is wrong? Is there a tipping point now with Kanye West that he's leaking out all this information? It's a tipping point. It is. What celebrity is going to stick beside him and be his friend and agree with him? Real life, rich or no rich? Do we have real friends that's going to support us? I saw a video with Roseanne saying some shit about mind control, of how they do things and stuff to brainwash us. So this shit is real. It's real. You keep listening to that music over and over and over and over, it does program you. Repetition, repetition, repetition. You listen to it, you get good at listening, you get good at being brainwashed. Food. Spellbound on some shit. You know, we get studied. We've been studied. They talked about this, how blacks are studied based on seeing what we like to watch, what humor us. You know, we're magical people. No disrespect to the other races. But it's our people that's dying every day. Young people are dying every day. And so we just got to just keep fighting the fight. That's all it's called now, fighting the fight. Who's going to survive through all this shit? Because our young people, men and young ladies, are dying every day. So it's survival. It's survival for us. You know, we've been through a lot. But a lot of us survived a lot of this shit. So, you know, you live another day to see. So we keep fighting until we get balance in this. Has it always been balance amongst our blacks? We go back in history, man, and trying to figure it out. So we're trying to get there. We just want to get there. We want our lives to be humbled, be free, be fruitful. So it's all in our progress. It's all in our progress. I agree with Kanye West. I'm not going to agree with Kanye West when he's just flipping off saying some shit. Okay? When he's just crazy saying dumb shit. I don't agree with him with that. I don't want to disrespect any other race because I'm a fair man to understand that I should be able to talk to any race out there without no hate. You know. One apple shouldn't spoil a whole bunch. But sometimes people can take advantage of you. We've been taken advantage a whole lot as a race. A race. A black race. I'm going to leave it like that. And that concludes Tell the World. Peace.